People, Christians in particular, need to stop defending their faith. Hi, I'm Jeremy. I'm a deep skeptic, also a pastor.
Faith doesn't need to be defended. Full stop. This whole orientation that situates one person's faith against another person's faith is responsible for driving so many people away from engaging in religious community and thinking that religious people are the worst, which sometimes we are. Like the worst.
And yeah, this is part of this new book that's coming out of mine that you can find the link in the profile. I can't say the title. You can see it on the cover behind me earlier because TikTok often bans me if I say the title out loud, which is fine. But this whole idea of defending our faith is based on a really flawed fundamental premise. And that is that there is one faith to defend. Like there is one source of absolute truth that can be proven and defended. But that's just not the case, right? Faith is a way of understanding reality, of processing our world. And it's generally formed with some mix of ancient spiritual text, your own religious tradition, what somebody has taught you, and your experience of the world. And that's not universal. And all of that is subjective, right? All of that, like in Christianity, the sacred text is the Bible. And even the Bible can't be seen to be a source of objective truth. Like it was written thousands of years ago to cultures that didn't even exist. It was written before anyone could ever even imagine being able to have a printed Bible sitting and collecting dust on their bedside table. It was written in languages, ancient Hebrew and ancient Greek, with many words that only exist in there and maybe one other source, which makes it difficult to translate. And all of that is just scratching the surface of how subjective an understanding of the Bible is, right? How it has to be teased out and all of that kind of stuff. And which highlights why there's so many different streams of Christianity. And basically, like there's not one viewpoint on basically any belief in Christianity. There are multiple perspectives on everything, but that doesn't come close to the real problem with this issue of defending your faith. Christians sometimes call that apologetics. Defending your faith assumes an argument, which means that the best outcome is for some person to win and the other person to concede that that person's view was the correct one, which is not helpful, right? It actually short circuits your own growth. What we need is not argument, but conversation. Because in an argument, you are listening to respond, you're listening to defend, whereas in a conversation, you're listening to understand, you're listening to grow. And that is what is needed. What is needed when people of different faiths or even different perspectives on Christianity engage with each other is conversation. Because what conversation leads you to is more understanding, more enlightenment, and probably, if you are a person who believes in God, a better understanding of what you believe about God. Because you might be wrong. Actually, you probably are wrong. I always think that I'm wrong probably about 50% of the things that I believe. I just don't know which 50% it is. And engaging in conversation and deep exploration can help you discover where you are wrong or where you think you are. So stop defending your faith. Let's move from defense to conversation.